What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we have to talk about Ryan Pohl's latest three additions. The Bears are adding depth with Dakota Dozier, Trevor Siemian, and Khari Blasingame. And I bet you guys have already heard about them, but I still wanted to give you guys my insight on those. So let's take a deeper dive into who these players are and how they will improve the team. And the first guy I want to talk about is actually Khari Blasingame. The fullback signs a one-year deal with the Bears, is 25 and will be 26 at the start of the season. He's 6 foot, 233 pounds, and was signed as an UDFA back in 2019 by the Vikings. And the first thing that I absolutely love about this signing is the fact that we add an actual fullback. The last time the Bears had one was in 2018 with Michael Burton, and even though a lot of people think it is a dying position, it is still very valuable. Blasingame appeared in 32 games for the Titans and primarily played on special teams or paved the way for All-Pro Derrick Henry. He himself never really saw action with the ball in his hands. He only has 3 career carries and 10 catches, but he's a guy that loves to do the hard, dirty work on the field. He's an excellent blocker who will now lead the way for David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, and I think adding a good run blocking fullback is great. In addition, he can go in pass protection from the field as well, so there's the benefit for the offensive line, an extra helping blocker. I think that's an absolute fire addition by Ryan Poles. Khari Blasingame is a guy that a lot of Titans fans seem upset about that he will be leaving their team, and I mean, he's a very good run blocker, and I think you can now implement I formation once again, run far more easy at the goal line with David Montgomery, let Blasingame lead the way for him, and you gain a lot of good yards with that. So I absolutely love this addition. He's still young, he still has lots to prove, and he's only on a one-year deal, so a very low risk. The second guy we have to talk about is Dakota Dozier, who signs a one-year deal with the Bears. And he's a O-line veteran signing. He's 6'4", 312 pounds, and will be 31 at the start of the season. And for me, he's just a depth signing and just a camp body that has the chance to sneak onto the roster, but he's definitely no starter. He was drafted in the 4th round by the Jets back in 2014, spent the last 3 seasons on the Vikings, and he really got his chance to start there in 2020. Overall, he appeared in 76 games and started 27 of them, and I mean, I want to keep it short with him. I like that we're adding players to the offensive line, but I don't know about Dozier. I'm fine with him as a backup, but the Bears are not nearly finished adding offensive linemen with that move. I mean, the saying is that he's not a bulldozer, he's the one that is getting bulldozed, so not the best reputation, but he's a guy that can come in, has the experience, and just the fact that we're adding veteran presence is great in general. He's another guy that can share his journey with our young players in the offensive line and might help as a backup as well. So it's an okay signing that will probably help the team, but it's nothing too outstanding with him. And the last guy we have to talk about today is Trevor Siemian. He's signing a 2-year deal, and that move, guys, pretty much confirms that the Bears are trying to trade Nick Foles away, which is great. Get Foles' contract off the books and maybe even get something in return. And I think in general, with the addition of Siemian as your backup quarterback, you're getting a very good player. He's one of the better backups in the entire league and offers very good stuff. He's more of a game manager, but he can win you some games just like he did last season for the Saints after Jameis Winston's injury. And the former 7th round draft pick got good starting experience early on in his career with the Broncos. He started 14 games in 2016 with an 18-10 touchdown interception ratio and threw for 3,401 yards. And in 2017, he started 10 games and had 12 touchdowns to 14 picks. Last year, in his 4-game start with the Saints, he threw for 1,154 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 picks, which are really good numbers actually for only 4 games started. So with that move, you're adding a very good backup to Justin Fields and the quarterback room for at least 2 years. He's experienced and can teach Justin a thing or two, which is great as well. So I think in many ways, a very beneficial signing by the Bears. So that wraps up the episode, guys. It's just a quick little update video on these 3 last signings by the Bears. Nothing too outstanding. Like I said, I think Siemian is a very good backup quarterback to have for the Bears right now. He has the experience to help Justin Fields and can come in if Fields actually gets hurt. Like, obviously, we don't want that, but if it happens, he can go in and win you some games, obviously. Dakota Dozier is an okay backup. I'm not a huge fan of his play, but Like I've said, if he is the backup guard or the third guard on the team, I'm okay with that, at least as long as he doesn't start. And then you have career Blasingame. You're adding a true fullback to your offense, which is absolutely great as well. I love that move. So I think I'm pretty much fine what Ryan Poles is doing right now, but it will be interesting to see what happens to the next couple of days. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram for the latest news. I'll keep you guys updated on all of the latest Bears moves, and maybe the next big signing with Ryan Bates will happen the next couple of days, depending on what the Bills will do. But as always, guys, bear down.